Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be reviewing my custom LEGO Transformers Bumblebee movie, Brawn. So here he is in his space thingy alt mode. Unfortunately, I've never been to Cybertron, so I'm not too familiar with this car brand, but I based it on the Studio Series toy, so hopefully it is pretty accurate. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a curved window, as I couldn't find any pieces that would make that stable enough to be the backpack in robot mode. And I think the flat piece works pretty well. And here he is with the Studio Series figure, so you can see I got the Autobot symbol in the correct location, which this is just a sticker. I do think I got the front fairly accurate, obviously aside from the curved windshield. But the colours are pretty spot on, even if the orange is slightly too bright, as well as the green. But I think that's more just because I had those pieces in that colour, rather than trying to make it inaccurate. I also couldn't get this grey section going up the windshield, as with a flat windshield it just doesn't look very good. But here from the side profile, considering it's a Cybertronian alt mode, I'm not sure I care too much about how accurate it is, as these designs were only made for the Studio Series toy rather than featuring in the movie, so I don't mind how it is inaccurate. Obviously his head is located in the same place, as the transformation is very similar, as you'll see later on. So for some comparisons, here he is with JP93, which is probably your average deluxe sized figure. There's not a mini bot, as well as Legacy Leadfoot, which is the Earthrise Mirage mold. And for Studio Series comparison, here he is with Scourge. And I'm not sure if any of these vehicles would scale in real life, because like I said before, I still have yet to visit Cybertron. But here he is with a Speed Champions car, and obviously these look pretty good together, as they are a similar size. And I guess he is close to minifigure scale, going by the windshield piece. So, now it's time for the transformation. So to start off with, using some ball joints in the arms, we're just going to hinge them out to the side, and fold them next to his chest piece. Obviously, we can repeat this step on the other side. So the arm should look something like that, which is similar to the Studio Series figure. And just like the SS, we can now take these leg pieces and untap them from the wheels. And just to give us clearance, we might as well move up the head. So we can also rotate this flat piece here, just so that it can sit properly, and folding his head down, that flat piece should just sit so it's at the right angle, and it should look like that. For this next step, we can start compressing the backpack, and these wheel pieces are on a series of hinges, so we can't just fold it up, and it will be compressed more later once the legs are done. And speaking of the legs, the first step to transforming them is rotating the waist, just like that. And here you'll see a lot of similarities to SS. We now rotate the knees around at these ball joints. And using those blue pin joints, we can fold up his shins, as well as unfold his feet, which is exactly how the SS transforms. And now the final step is to fix his arms. And to do this, we just need to hinge them around on this swivel joint, which is just a one stud connection. So, there he is in his robot mode. And in my opinion, he actually looks very good. So here he is compared to the Studio Series. Now the only detail I couldn't quite replicate is that hood piece around the back, but I don't mind that too much, as I think the rest of him just does make up for that. And you can see here how he is pretty similar to the toy, although he does have a slightly larger backpack. But I don't mind too much, as because of the heels he has, he is quite stable. So here are the feet, just to see how accurate they are, which for this scale, I think are pretty good for having to be the sides of the vehicle. And you can see the wheels aren't accurate. Obviously that's just due to the wheel piece I have, but they are in the right positions. And here's the Autobot sticker that I've used, which did come in a Creo set, and I do think his head here is actually quite accurate for the scale. And without using a specialized piece, I don't think you can get this more accurate, for having it just be brick built. I'm not going to go over articulation much, and that's just because I don't really see the point. Because in my opinion, the entertaining part of these videos is showing the transformation, as then you can see all the different build techniques, as well as different mechanisms I've used to try and make the transformation work, but considering I don't currently release instructions, nobody is ever going to be able to replicate this very well, so I don't see much point going over articulation when, after the videos, I do just get rid of the builds. So it's not like I pose them or anything, they're more just for display or for the videos. So anyways, getting on to the size comparisons. And we might as well start with a Bumblebee movie figure. So let's bring out Bumblebee himself, specifically the Jeep version, as that is the only current Bumblebee that I own at this scale and from that movie. Or at least one there's not a 2007 figure. And obviously these do not scale very well. So here he is with Nest Bone Crusher, which yet again these don't scale very well, as obviously he is not Minibot scaled. Here he is with a Marvel Legends figure, and he's actually quite close to that 6-inch height. And here he is with Starscream. But like I said before, this guy is not Minibot scale, so he doesn't scale too well with other figures. But here he is with a Speed Champions and a mini figure, which I actually think this scale does work quite well, at least compared to the Studio Series version anyways. So that just about wraps up for this review, but before you go, I've got something to ask, which is I need you to ask a question, as I will be doing an upcoming Q&A. Now I'm not too sure when I'll be doing it, but I'll probably do it for around 2.5k subs. And I think it's best just start collecting questions now. So it doesn't have to be Transformers related, it can be about anything. So if you want to, you can leave a comment down below. And you can also ask as many questions as you'd like. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, as I think this build is quite a fun one, as it is the leg transformation at least is very similar to the Studio Series toy. And he was quite a fun build to work on. But anyways, I have finished my exams now, so the videos should be coming higher quality again, as well as the shorts. But for now, that will be it, and I'll see everybody next week. So, I hope you have a great life.